I feel like Eastern Arizona College has always been a part of my life. I have always lived within 3 blocks of the college. When I was very young, my parents allowed me to go to an EA football game. And you might think that, wow, that's a long ways away. But it was only 2.5 blocks because the football stadium was on the corner of Stadium Avenue and the highway, where the Mark Allen dorm is now. I loved the football game atmosphere. I loved to watch the cheerleaders, and I liked to watch the band. That was the main part of the football game anyway. That's probably one of the reasons I was so involved in band and cheerleading when I was in high school. And then when I went to EA, I decided to join EA's band. When I graduated from high school, there was no question that I was going to go to EA. I was young and I was not ready to leave home yet. And so I felt very lucky that EA was just almost in my front yard. I knew that I wanted to be a business teacher. And I was introduced to Mr. Ballard White, who was my shorthand teacher and my typing teacher and my advisor. I don't think I could have had a better advisor. When I was a student at EA, I was involved in some activities. Like I said, I was in the band. I was in the marching band and the symphonic band. We marched at all the football games and we went on tour. I was also involved in a group called Associated Women Students. I was also one of the officers, and we did a lot of service projects just like the clubs at the college do today. I remember we had a fashion show, and we had to model at the fashion show. In fact, the yearbook shows a picture of all those who modeled at that fashion show. And I was a student worker in the registrar's office. My boss was Jess Devaney, my very first boss. I couldn't have had a better mentor for learning skills about how to work and how to be on time and how to be professional. The registrar's office was on the top floor of Old Main, and I walked up and down those stairs every day of the 2 years that I was going to EA. And I remember how squeaky that floor was walking from office to office. But I loved it. It was a very sad day when Old Main burned down in 1979. One of the things that happened when I was a student at EA is that I was nominated for Homecoming Queen. I was one of the candidates. But it seems like all my life I have been a candidate and never a queen. But I had to write an article for our Gila Communicator, and I wrote it about that because at the college I have become a queen. I was the queen of AQUIP, and I even have a crown to show that. It was a sad day when Mr. White retired, but it was a good day for me because that's when I was hired full-time to teach business. It was also a sad day when Doreen Chancellor retired. But again, it was good to me because I was asked to move into her position. Those two people have been the greatest mentors in my life. I always looked up to Doreen Chancellor. I was in awe of the way she demanded quality production and personal respect. She was stern, but she was very, very good. She made me want to do and be the best that I could be. So I think that had a lot to do, or had something to do with my progression at Eastern Arizona College and how I was able to be a dean of instruction, and now I'm the provost over all of the faculty and some of the administrators at the college. Today, Eastern Arizona College has a great group of faculty and some outstanding administrators that I have the privilege of working with. I am Jeanne Bryce, and I am a fighting Gila monster.